With Metro PCS, you get fast, unlimited data, so you can share with no limits. Switch and enjoy a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S., like AT&T and Verizon for less. Metro PCS. Wireless figured out.
They said to wait for the right time, and I think tonight might just be right. I know you want to do it too, so bring your courage, there's no rules.
check 1, 2.
Check, check, check.
Moving day. Wow. Just what you were talking about?
Good morning. Welcome back to the 2018 Clover Cup. We are live from NYTEX Sports Center in North Richmond Hills, Texas. This tournament hosted by the Dallas Derby Devils and brought to you live on WFTDA.tv. My name is Scar Trek. I'm here with Johnny Pepper.
Hi, y'all.
And we're about to see Charm City Roller Girls take on the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls. This is really a grudge match. These two teams have matched up a ton of times over the years, and we're going to see them how this game plays out today on the second day of the Clover Cup. Of course, now in the morning time games, we are seeing the consolation area of the bracket. So the team that loses today is going to be eliminated from the tournament, Johnny.
They'll be moving to the bar, won't they?
Moving to the bleachers, moving to the bar.
That's why they call it moving day.
And the team who wins today has the opportunity to play all the way up to third place if they continue to win through the consolation bracket. So both of these teams fell to a team yesterday morning. Rocky playing Sacramento, the newly unified Sacramento team. Really strong performance out of Sacramento. They lost that game by about 57 points yesterday morning. Charm played the Mad Roland Dolls yesterday, lost that game by 122 points. So I think both teams looking for a win this morning. They want to stay in this tournament and continue on.
It always makes you feel better when you go into a weekend with a win.
Yeah, exactly. You want to keep going in the tournament. So we're not going to run through rosters. We saw these teams play yesterday, but we do have Twitter up and working. You can tweet us at hashtag CloverCup2018. Let us know what you think. So it looks like to start us off for Rocky Mountain, we have Mars Furiosity with the star. Mars was the second highest scoring jammer in the game yesterday against Mad Roland Dolls. Socially Blockward with the star for Charm City. Long recycle there behind a Salt and Peppa.
Must be my sister.
Socially Blockward pushing at the back wall of Rocky defense. Mars Furiosity now with lead jammer status going to the 5280 Fight Club.
Meanwhile, back in the pack, Socially Blockward trying to make her way through it.
Charm with already 2 blockers in the penalty box, so it's all defense back in the back of the pack there, just 2 defenders to try to hold Mars Furiosity back. She does make it out. Scoring pass complete now. That's 5 points going up for the 5280 Fight Club. Big hit to the outside on Socially Blockward by Dickey. Block still working on the initial pass.
I guess they're playing defense there in turn 4 just for us.
A successful star pass there for Charm City Roller Girls to Gigi Hardy, working on getting out on this initial pass, stop the bleeding on this first jam of the game. Mars Furiosity into the pack again, picking up points. Charm's defense, though, got some reinforcements, only 1 in the box now. So able to deal with Mars a little bit more effectively on this pass. Gigi Hardy makes it out. The star pass is complete. And that's going to force the call off. So a decisive opening jam for the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls, 15-0.
Absolutely, and looks like that's what they want to do is start out good and strong, because the teams that have a good first half were generally winning yesterday.
That's true. Yeah, we didn't see a whole lot of lead changes yesterday. It was, someone came out strong, kept control of the game, and held that throughout the matchups. So just a reminder on our seeding in this game, Rocky Mountain seeded number 1 in the tournament, fell yesterday into the consolation bracket. Charm City Roller Girls seeded number 6 Our next jam underway, Harper Bazaar with the star for Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
Tiger for Charm City.
Harper Bazaar with that fancy footwork on the inside line. Looks like lead jammer status going to Fight Club.
We did have a low block on Charm City.
Yeah, it's Gigi Hardy, the pivot for Charm, sitting in the penalty box. Harper able to sneak by on the inside line. First scoring pass completed in the second jam of the game. Tiger taking big hits in the pack by Make You Pay and Assault and Peppa.
And she's going to continue to take those hits with her pivot in the box.
Harper Bazaar with a call-off, even though the initial pass was not complete for Tiger. Decided to call that one with 10 points, bringing Rocky's score up to 25.
Buyer's Remorse is going to wear the star for Charm City.
Byers was the top scoring jammer in the game yesterday against Mad Roland Dolls by almost double any of her counterparts on the team in the jamming rotation for Charm. So Byers a very successful jammer yesterday. She is taking on number 80, Rippin' Rooster, for the Fight Club.
For Charm City to get back in it, they need Buyer's Remorse to get up there and get her lead.
Yeah, they want to put some points on the board at this point in the game. It's jam number 3. Charm still stuck with a goose egg. Rocky with a really strong recycling defense. Able to knock Byers out to the outside. Dickey with the long drawback. Both jammers. Oh, and Rippin' Rooster now headed to the penalty box. That was a track cut. So a power jam opportunity for Charm City.
She's still got to contend with that defense out there, and that defense ain't giving up.
Yeah, nice offense, though, from the Charm City All-Stars. They lose two to the box, it looks like. So now a depleted offense out there, but it's a power jam. Tree gets sent back to the track. No room in the penalty box there. Buyer's Remorse now on a scoring pass on this power jam. Rippin' Rooster is standing in the penalty box and now returns to play. Charm's defense is set up in the back. Just Marvy Lust and Jackie Treehorn holding down the defense for Charm City.
Rocky Mountain's defense over there in turn 2, holding Buyer's Remorse at bay right now.
A great defensive effort there by the 2 Charm City blockers. Tree, the last line of defense on Rippin' Rooster. Rooster does make it out. Initial pass complete for Rocky Mountain. Buyer's Remorse still dealing with a tough defensive wall of Rocky Mountain players. That's Dickey and Fiona Grapple. Byers takes a hit to the inside line, has to reset. Rooster makes it out on the first scoring pass for Rocky Mountain. Byers definitely sitting on some points here, but they have not gone up on the board yet. So it's going to be 4 for Charm City, 5 for Rocky Mountain. That brings our score to 30-4 in favor of the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls. Little under 6 minutes have elapsed in the game so far, and it's been a pretty physical start to day 2 of Clover Cup.
Sure enough, and Charm City getting those 4 points, awfully important to get off that 0 on the board.
Yeah, just mentally, definitely a good step to take, and Buyer's Remorse, definitely the jammer to do it after the performance we saw yesterday.
20-point jam, and they're right back in it. We've got a stoppage of play here. Rocky Mountain, their first tournament ever. Morphine, Sylvia, and Flipper.
Yeah, so we've got some new, fresh blood on the Charm City roster as well. We've got some people playing for the first time with the All-Stars. That's going to be Quesadiva, Slam Pain, Supernova, Copacabana, Sheba Hit You, and Marvy Lust. Now, Charm City, the beneficiary of a lot of local transfers to that league. So the Mid-Atlantic region, like so many areas of the country, have a ton of leagues that kind of feed into higher level leagues. To mention a few, we've got talent on the Charm City All-Star roster from Free State Roller Derby, from Tragic City, from DC Roller Girls, Sacred City, Tallahassee, Rage City, Salisbury, Diamond State, Nova Roller Derby, and Key City. So that's a lot of people who've been playing for a while, even though we're seeing them for the first time this weekend at this level.
And it's a real good thing that we have those little leagues that feed into the talent pool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so talking about the WFTDA rankings, the public release from the end of February, Rocky Mountain seeded ranked number 30 in the WFTDA rankings, and Charm City ranked number 45. So Charm with the opportunity to kind of cash in on the higher strength factor of the opponent if they're able to change the way the game's been going so far, put some points up on the board.
One thing's for certain, it's not going to stay like this.
And we do have some sponsors to tell you about while we're still in a stoppage of play. I can tell you about Pro Designed Incorporated, manufacturing world-class custom knee pads, elbow pads, and wrist guards for your protective needs. You can visit them at prodesign.com and order online today.
Rocky Mountain's going to send She Who Cannot Be Named up to the jammer line.
And she's taken on 2012 Sweet Chaos for Charm City All-Stars. A pivot line start gives the jammers a chance to get some speed as they come into the pack. The pack really flying, but that's She Who Cannot Be Named with lead jammer status for the 5280 Fight Club.
That pack did start moving really, really fast, but then they got to the backstretch and just kind of stopped.
And a blocking out of bounds penalty to Sweet Chaos. That's going to be the first penalty going to a jammer in this game, as far as I recall. Power jam opportunity now for the veteran She Who Cannot Be Named.
She puts up 5 points on that scoring pass.
So She Who quickly calls off the jam, ices Sweet Chaos in the box, and also pivot for Charm City is standing in the box as well. So this is going to be a pack advantage start and a power jam for Mars Furiosity. Mars Furiosity. I find that so hard to say.
It's a tongue twister.
Furiosity and the 5280 Fight Club.
That motor butt?
No.
Rocky Mountain going with motor butt on this power
That's
start.
Mars Furiosity.
It is Mars.
If I can get it out of my mouth. So Mars able to juke and jive through the pack. Lead jammer status quickly going to the 5280 Fight Club. So Rocky Mountain's got the defense split up for Charm City. They're able to reform in the front now.
We'll just call her Mars.
Yeah, that's easier. Mars is already through with a grand slam for Rocky Mountain on this power jam. Sweet Chaos, though, quickly out of the box and through on her initial pass. So going to put the pressure on to get this called off. Mars takes a big hit and a fall, calls it off from the ground. So it's going to be 8 points on the power start for Rocky Mountain Roller Girls. Charm City still stuck on that 4.
Still stuck on that 4. They're going to have to do something in this next few jams.
They're putting out Socially Blockward with the star for our next jam. Block was our second highest scoring jammer from the game yesterday, scored 32 points against Madison. And for Rocky Mountain, that's Harper Bazaar. I think yesterday Harper was the highest scoring jammer for most of the game, and then if you watched the game yesterday, you'll remember that fabulous final jam by Mars, who overtook Harper on the point scoring stat for that game, but they're just neck and neck. Yesterday, Harper scored 52 points in the game against Sacramento.
That's a lot of passing.
So Block pushing at a front 2 wall of Rocky Mountain Roller Girls defense in the front. Both jammers stuck. Rocky Mountain having to bridge their defense out. Nice bridging work, though, by Rocky Mountain. Socially Blockward, lead jammer status for Charm City. That's exactly what they needed. Harper Bazaar with the star in hand. If you saw Rocky's game yesterday, you'll remember that they definitely made use of the star pass. Every time they didn't get lead jammer, the star came off, and they looked for their options for how to get that out of the pack. Definitely effectively used yesterday against a tough Sacramento defense.
Socially Blockward working on that Rocky Mountain defense in the back of that pack right there.
Harper Bazaar still working to try to get past Gigi Hardy. Such a strong and controlled blocker for Charm City. Salt and Pepper coming in for some offensive help. Both jammers having a tough time on this pass. Block finds a way around the outside line, but meets up with May Cupay and Flipper in the front of the pack, not able to complete that run.
And I think they're playing defense right here in front of the table just for us.
Yeah, Harper Bazaar able to make it out, star in hand. And Charm City did lose one to the block. That's one to the box. That's Lapper Faster sitting down to start out this next jam.
I want to give a quick shout out to Ben Hogan Sports Medicine. Sometimes when athletes give their game their all, they give more than intended. With Texas Health, Ben Hogan Sports Medicine, there's no need to sweat. The team of sports medicine physicians, physical therapists, and athletic trainers will help get you back in the game. TexasHealth.org.
So our next jam, starting at the pivot line, once again, we've got Tiger with the star for Charm City going up against Rip and Rooster for the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
Tiger looks like she's on a mission trying to get through that pack.
Pack kind of comes to a halt between corner 1 and 2. Defense definitely a lot more locked down than what we saw from these two teams yesterday.
And it's early in the morning, too.
Mm-hmm. And that was the one thing I heard yesterday. You wanted to win that first game, so you didn't have to play the first game today. Both of these teams are having to get up early. Tiger pushing at the front, just 2 more to beat. She does get lead jammer status for Charm City.
I told you Tiger was on a mission.
Yeah. Successful star pass to Fiona Grapple for Rocky Mountain Roller Girls. So the pressure's on in this jam. Tiger coming around, meeting up with the back of the pack for points. Oh, and some friendly fire there. Tiger takes a spill over teammate PTSD, forced to call that jam off. Looks like 3 points for Charm, 1 point snuck in there for Rocky Mountain. So the score now, 44 for Rocky Mountain, 12 for Charm City Roller Girls. And we've got about 18 minutes left.
Buyer's Remorse is going to wear the star for Charm City.
And that looks like number 68, Morphine. Morphine was used a few times yesterday, I think able to pick up 5 points over the course of the game against Sacramento. Definitely kind of a relief jammer capacity.
Doing fine in her first tournament ever.
Absolutely. Buyer's Remorse with a hit out of bounds to the outside and a recycle by a Salt and Pepper. Definitely a lot of action over there, a little past corner 1 in this game so far. That's where jammers are getting their lead jammer status calls. But defense has been tight over there in the corners.
Pack back up to full strength as the penalty box empties. And just like that, something happens.
Yeah. Morphine struggling at the front, but lead jammer status going to go to Rocky Mountain Roller Girls. Oh, no. Byers is behind Morphine, but Byers has lead jammer status. Looks like the instruction from the bench is to let this run.
She's a lead jammer, but not the jammer in the lead.
Now she's in the lead.
Charm has 2 bodies in the box.
Yep, Morphine able to complete that scoring pass. Byers still fighting with the defense out there. This is a tough wall of Rocky Mountain blockers. That's Fiona Grapple, Salt and Pepper, and Roxy Ratsalot. Definitely a tough defensive wall. Byers does call off the jam. She picked up 4 points. Rocky Mountain Roller Girls with 7 points on the jam.
51-16, 16 minutes left in this first half. Sweet Chaos is going to wear the star for Charm City.
And that's Mars Furiosity for Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
You said it right that time.
I did. Sometimes I can get it out.
You know, when that whistle blows, I think they just want to try to get the first 10 feet out of the way.
Mars able to sneak through the inside line, lead jammer status, but not too far behind. Sweet Chaos pushing at the front against a Salt and Pepper. Takes a hit out of bounds, and there's going to be a long recycle as Mars completes a scoring pass. That's 5 points for Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
She was tiptoeing on the inside and just went through that pack like butter.
Sweet Chaos stymied by that front tripod of Rocky Mountain Roller Girls. Really, really pushing. Charm with defense set up in the back, able to effectively catch Mars Furiosity on this pass. A nice four wall of defense set up. No offensive help, though, for the jammer on the Charm City side. Mars having a tough time with the four wall and going to call the jam now that Sweet Chaos has made it out of the pack. So it looks like it's going to be 9 points on the jam for the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls. A shutout on the Charm City side.
60-16, 14 minutes left in this first half.
It's going to be Socially Blockward up against Harper Bazaar in our next jam. Captain Jackie Treehorn in the middle talking with the officials, but we just got the 5-second call. And an official review.
This official timeout brought to you by Adam Skates. The new Viper alloy packages from Adam Skates is the best bang for your buck on the track. Comes with a lifetime warranty on the plate, choice of boot, and Adam wheels, with prices starting at $269.95. See Resurrection for all your Adam needs.
So some confusion about that starting whistle, but Rocky Mountain raced forward with just 2 defenders out on the track. Socially Blockward able to make use of that momentum. Lead jammer status going to the Charm City All-Stars. Marv E. Lust and Quesadiva headed to the box for Charm City. So definitely a depleted defense out there for Charm. It's Gigi Hardy and Lapper Faster.
They must have some candy in the box because everybody wants to go there.
2 on Rocky, 2 for Charm in the box. So it's pack light out there.
Hard hits being delivered down here in turn 3.
Oh, and an expertly drawn cut there by Jersey Whirl on the Rocky Mountain side. So that's going to send Socially Blockward to the box. A 2-minute jam now with a lost lead jammer status. Rocky Mountain able to definitely play with the pack definition and use that strategy to their advantage. Harper Bazaar meets up with Gigi Hardy, but able to make it around the outside.
4-3 pack advantage for Rocky.
It's already 14-0 on this jam for Rocky Mountain. Harper Bazaar so good at just absorbing the impact from these big Charm City hits. Socially Blockward out of the box. And whoa, big pile up there in corner 4. Socially Blockward kind of rolled over the top of May Coupe, but no penalties. Out of play is the call up in the front. Socially Blockward makes it through on a scoring pass. That's 4 points on the jam now for Charm City. Rocky Mountain already, though, with looks like 23 at this point. Now 27 for Rocky Mountain on this jam. This is a huge scoring run for Harper Bazaar.
And the highest scoring jam was 15 earlier. 27 is just going to blow that away.
The jam times out. Let's see if Charm is, Charm is awarded 4 more points, so 8 on the jam for Charm City All-Stars. Rocky Mountain walking away with 27 points. And we're definitely over halfway through our first period of this game. So we'll see how this plays out for the rest of the first period and what conversations happen at halftime. With the star in our next jam, that's number 31, Buyer's Remorse for Charm City, up against number 80, Rippin' Rooster for the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
Both jammers up on their toe stops trying to get through the pack, and Buyer's Remorse finds a hole on the outside.
Yeah, Buyer's such an effective jammer yesterday for the team, looking to change the fortunes in this first period. Quickly through on the scoring pass. And the instruction from the Charm bench is to leave this running, even though Rippin' Rooster has completed the first pass. Able to sneak through on the end. Oh, no, that was a cutting the track penalty. So now a power jam for Buyer's Remorse and the Charm City All-Stars.
And I can guarantee you she won't call it off.
Yeah, some nice active offense from Charm City to help Buyers get through. She is still stuck, though, on a really tight defensive formation from Rocky Mountain Roller Girls. Nice footwork out of Buyer's Remorse to sneak around the defenders of Rocky Mountain. Grand slam for Buyers and the Charm City squad.
She only needs about 40 more passes like that.
Yeah, exactly. So the jam called off there. Looks like a 9-point pickup for Charm City, bringing them up to 33 points. Rocky Mountain scoreless on that jam at 87 on the game.
87-33, 10.5 minutes left in this first half.
Rip and Rooster standing in the penalty box, so this is the power start opportunity for Tiger. In the game yesterday, Tiger was used quite a bit as kind of like the third jammer in the rotation, only able to score 5 points on that game yesterday, though, against Madison. Quickly gets lead jammer, though, over in corner 2, and an out-of-play penalty is going to send Jersey World to the penalty box for Rocky Mountain. A successful star pass to Make You Pay for Rocky Mountain. Tiger meets up with the Salt and Pepper in the front, able to complete a scoring pass, 4 points on the board for Charm City. Now Make You Pay enters the pack. Pivot turn jammer in this jam. One to beat in the front, that's Gigi Hardy. And now Lapper Faster. Tiger getting some offensive help from Gigi Hardy in the back of the pack now.
Also taking some hits from those Rocky Mountain defenses.
A track cut to Make You Pay. So now a power jam opportunity for Tiger and the Charm City All-Stars. They're over in corner 1. Charm not really playing the active offense. Here comes Marv and Gigi to help out Tiger.
When you're pushing against those braced walls all day long, it must take a whole lot out of you.
All weekend long for these jammers. And Charm again with the passive offense in the back. Tiger able to complete another scoring pass. 5 points go up, so that's going to be a jam total of 9 points for the Charm City Roller Girls. And definitely now the scoreboard looks a little bit more like we would expect for this game.
As long as you keep chipping away at that lead, you
Yeah.
can get there.
And the jammer penalties on Rocky Mountain's side have definitely helped Charm get back into this game. Rocky Mountain camped out up at the pivot line. We've got 2012 Sweet Chaos with a star for Charm City.
I hear she's a lawyer during the day.
She is an attorney, yes. Quick lead jammer call for Sweet Chaos and a bit of a pileup there on the straightaway. So a penalty going to Fiona Grapple and also to the Crazy Kraut for Charm City. So one in the box for both teams. Sweet Chaos quickly through on a scoring pass. Pack going backwards at this point. Sweet Chaos takes a bump out to the outside line, has to reset. We lose another blocker from each team to the box, so it's pack light once again in this game. Both jammers coming around for points now.
Well, at least the pack's evenly matched at 2.
It's a jammer's dream.
Both jammers out there just racking up points.
Rocky Mountain really moving fast, trying to defend against Sweet Chaos. Not able to hold her back, though. So there's points going up like crazy in this jam. Already 8 for Rocky Mountain, 12 for Sweet Chaos and Charm City All-Stars.
Rocky Mountain knocking on that 100 door.
Instruction from the Charm bench is to keep this running. Make You Pay meets up with, who is that? That's number 86, PTSD. Jammers just skating laps in this jam. Sweet Chaos with 20 points so far on the jam. Make You Pay with 12. Sweet Chaos able to punch through the middle of that Rocky Mountain defense. Getting some help now from her teammate Tree. See if she can make it through on this, what might be the final scoring pass of the game. Takes a fall, or of the jam, sorry. Calls that jam off. So a nice run for Charm City, but matched pretty effectively by the pivot from Rocky Mountain. It was 16-23, the outcome of that jam in favor of Sweet Chaos and the Charm City All-Stars.
That's a lot of points in 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And that was Charm's decision, of course, to let that run. Sweet Chaos did have lead jammer status there. And it's 5 seconds, but there are no Rocky Mountain skaters out there, so it looks like it's going to be a timeout.
And this timeout is brought to you by Adam Skates. Savant wheels by Adam are lighter, stronger, and have the smoothest rolls money can buy. 10% off on any Savant purchase as a Clover Cup special. Visit Resurrection Skates for all your Adam needs.
So let's talk about some stats from the game so far. It looks like our top scoring jammer from Charm City is now Sweet Chaos after that last 23-point jam puts her in the lead. Tiger with 12 points on the game, and Socially Blockward with 8 points on the game so far.
On the Rocky Mountain side, Mars Furiosity with 32, Harper Bazaar with 27, and Make You Pay with 20.
Make You Pay had a really big scoring jam yesterday as well. Pivot turn jammer. She can really put the points up on the board, and that's what you need from your pivots. You want the pivot that can deliver in a pinch, take that star, and make something out of it. And 20 points is definitely a good way to do that.
She was definitely a rock star in that game.
Yeah. Make You Pay, of course, a veteran of the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls. Also skated in Arizona, I think, for several years. Kind of split her time between Denver and Arizona. But it's nice to see her playing for Rocky Mountain in March.
Rocky Mountain's going to send Mars to the line. Buyer's Remorse for Charm City.
So Buyer's Remorse, very surprisingly, held scoreless so far in this game. Buyer's is definitely a top performer in the jammer rotation for Charm and was their top scorer yesterday. So Rocky Mountain effectively dealing with Buyer's Remorse today so far in the game. But
she's doing a happy dance out there right now, so
cool.
she's fixing to just bust out.
Yeah, both benches look pretty cool, pretty calm. It's good to see. I know the pressure's on in this game. Of course, the loser headed to the bar, as we said at the beginning of the morning. No more games for the loser of this game, as it's a double elimination bracket. The winner, let's see where the winner goes. They're going to go on to play the loser of our semifinals. So the semifinals, of course, Sacramento versus Houston and Dallas versus Madison. So the team who wins this game is going to go on to play the loser of the game between Sacramento and Houston. And that will actually be later today. So if you win this game, you
get to play
again today, which, yeah, it's not the easiest
That's
thing
why
to
it's
do.
important to win that game on the first day.
And it does set up an interesting situation, I guess, because if Charm wins this game, they'll go on to play the same game that they played. Oh, no, I'm sorry. If Rocky Mountain wins this game, they'll go on to play Sacramento again. If Sacramento takes a loss in the game against Houston. So we could see a repeat. Of course,
A lot of things are going to have to happen to make
Yeah,
that
exactly.
happen. 107.65. 5:53 left in the first half. Mars is going to be jamming for Rocky Mountain. Buyer's Remorse for Charm City.
All the action in corner one right now. Rocky with defense set up in the back. Mars Curiosity able to make it through on the initial pass. Buyer's Remorse now quickly out as well. Such a speedy skater coming around on the speed lap. Mars enters the pack, takes a big hit from Lapper Faster, calls off the jam before Buyers can make it into the pack. So a quick 4-0 jam in favor of the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
After long and in-depth conversations with myself, I've decided we are scrapping all halftime moves.
So everyone in pretty good shape in terms of penalties. We only have, let's see, 3 penalties logged on the side of Rocky Mountain, and it looks like 5 penalties on the side of Charm City so far. Quick lead jammer call for Socially Blockward and the Charm City All-Stars.
Harper Bazaar trying to work against that pack, trying to get out for Rocky Mountain.
And that's Fiona Grapple, pivot, receiving the star pass there for Rocky Mountain. Socially Blockward already completed a scoring pass, and both jammers are entering the pack at the same time here. Charm happy to let this type of situation run. Socially Blockward, oh no, takes a fall, and Harper Bazaar kind of falling on top of her for a moment. Socially Blockward effectively using her teammate to help get some momentum through the pack. Just 2 to beat in the front. Socially Blackward does make it through. Another scoring pass complete for the Charm City All-Stars.
And she got knocked down a lot, but she sure
did.
was bouncing back up.
Yeah, she was. Fiona Grapple able to make it out as well. Probably about 20 feet behind, coming into the pack now. So both jammers mixing it up in the pack. Socially Blackward takes a knock out of bounds by Dickey, calls the jam off. So we'll let these points go up on the board.
Charm City chipping away at that lead.
Yeah, nice differential in the jam. It was 11-6 in favor of Charm City on that last jam. Socially Blackward, of course, getting the lead jammer call. But Rocky Mountain doing such a good job with the star pass, able to put the pressure on and make sure these jams don't run.
Mars is going to be jamming for Rocky Mountain.
And that's Sweet Chaos with the star for Charm City. Able to make it around the outside, grab lead jammer status, but she does get kind of sucked back into the pack. Takes a fall now on the inside line. Nice, effective offense from Lapper Faster. Helps Sweet Chaos make it further forward in her progress through the pack. She is lead jammer, but both jammers still on the initial pass at this point.
Rocky Mountain real quick to get those blockers out front to stop Sweet Chaos.
Yeah, nice recycling defense from Rocky Mountain. And now they're pulling her way back. Long drawback by the Rocky Mountain squad.
Charm City's going to send Kraut to the box.
Nice impact absorption there by Sweet Chaos. She's able to stay in bounds after a hit to the outside line. Now the initial pass complete and a star pass as well for the Rocky Mountain side. That's Make You Pay taking the star for the 5280 Fight Club. Sweet Chaos in on a scoring pass. Takes a hit out of bounds from Jersey Whirl. And a long drawback there by Assault and Peppa. Sweet Chaos sees Make You Pay approaching, gets the instruction from the bench to call that jam off.
I want to talk about Mixed Use real quick. Original skater art and apparel. Get custom apparel made while you watch the tournament. Get your name and number pressed. So you got to get down here. So all you people out there in Derbyverse, drive to Dallas and come get you some stuff from Mixed Use.
I haven't even been over to Vendor Village yet. It looks pretty sweet over there. This is a beautiful venue, of course, and a great tournament hosted by the Dallas Derby Devils. Our next jam underway, that looks like Harper Bazaar for Rocky Mountain going up against Buyer's Remorse for Charm City.
Buyer's Remorse up on her toe stops, trying to get through that wall of black in the back. That is the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
Yeah, that's a really tough wall. Assault and Pepper and Make You Pay out there with Jersey Whirl. So lead jammer status going to Harper Bazaar in the 5280 Fight Club. Buyer's Remorse about a half track behind now, out and eligible to score as well. Harper Bazaar quickly through the pack, barely touched by the Charm City defense. They were kind of broken up, not really in their formation quite yet. So a quick 4-0 jam in favor of the 5280 Fight Club. And our score now 125 Rocky Mountain to 78 Charm City. And we're clock's rolling down on this first period.
I think they're going to get one more jam off. So this could be possibly the last jam of this first half.
An official review called by the Rocky Mountain bench coach. That's Necromancer.
And that's going to stop the clock. Which will give me a chance to talk about Pro Design, manufacturing world-class custom knee pads, elbow pads, and wrist guards for your protective needs. Visit prodesign.com.
Let us know what you think about this game so far. What does Charm City need to do to get back into this?
They're going to have to score more points than Rocky Mountain, and they're just not doing it. Rocky Mountain's defense is just so persnickety today.
Yeah. The defense yesterday for both of these teams looked a little, frantic, cycling around the track, not really able to form up effectively. But today, a totally different story. Rocky Mountain has got this defense locked down. Definitely a heavy rotation of very seasoned, experienced blockers out there for Rocky Mountain. But use the hashtag Clover Cup 2018. Let us know what you think about this game so far. And, there's a hashtag that I haven't seen a lot of action on yet today or this weekend, Johnny, and that hashtag is Cats of WFTDA. Where's the action? It's Catterday.
Is it Catter Day?
It's
It
Catter
is
Day.
Catter Day.
Hashtag Cats of WFTDA. Let us know what your cat's up to. Our next jam underway, Mars Curiosity with the star for Rocky Mountain Roller Girls, and that's Tiger for Charm City. Mars pushing at the front, just 2 to beat, able to get out and get lead jammer status for the Fight Club.
She's been doing that a lot today. 83% lead jammer status.
Mars coming in for the scoring pass now. Tiger still 2 to beat in the front. That's Dickey and Fiona Grapple. Tough defensive 2-wall there in the front from Rocky Mountain. Both jammers having a hard time on this pass. Tiger still looking for her initial pass. Mars Curiosity looks like a back block call. No, that must have been a blocker. Yeah, 1 to the box for Charm City on the blocking side. Mars able to sneak in for 4 points, finish that pass up, and get the jam called off. So we are at halftime.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah, definitely a fast and physical game so far. Conversation's going to happen in the locker room, and we'll see what the second half brings.
129 to 78. We'll see y'all in about 9 minutes.
Right now, when you lease a Samsung Galaxy S9, you get another for your friend. And with Galaxy Forever, you can upgrade to the newest Galaxy every year.
Upgrades every year?
Every year. Every year. Every year.
Sign up for Galaxy Forever on Sprint and get the newest Galaxy every year.
best of me. They want the best of me now. Best of me now. Best of me now. Best of me.
I could always be the one you wanna call when it's cold outside. I will always be the one that's right here standing by your side. Open up your heart and let me in. I promise not to break you. I promise I'll be all that you want. So let me in my heart before. Let me in. Oh, your love explodes. Our heart implodes. Your love explodes. Our hearts
Love Shack.
All right.
I don't think they're ready for us.
I don't. Okay, there I am.
Now we're back.
Hello.
Now we're back.
We're getting ready for the second period of Rocky Mountain Roller Girls 5280 Fight Club versus the Charm City Roller Girls All-Stars. My name is Scar Trek,
I'm Johnny Pepper.
and this is game one of day two of the 2018 Clover Cup, hosted by the Dallas Derby Devils.
Otherwise known as Game 5.
Yeah, and we have some penalty information for you. Let me pull that up.
There was a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, and as our producer mentioned to us in handing these off, they really came in waves. Like if one person went to the box, then it ended up being three people in the box. So let's see what we got on the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls side. We've got a period one penalty total of 15 for Charm City. Oh, we've got lots of pictures here. I'll have to get that Charm City total for you. It looks like we're back underway, though. Sweet Chaos 2012 with the star for Charm City Roller Girls up against Mars. Furiosity quickly through on the inside line for lead jammer status. Both jammers able to make it out, though, quickly. And racing around the track for points now.
When that whistle blew, they just took off, and Mars went on the inside, and she does 3 laps like super fast.
Yeah. Very quick pass through the pack for Mars, able to get that jam called off before Sweet Chaos could make it into the pack for any points. So a shutout on the Charm City side. 4 points go up for Rocky Mountain. Our score after jam 1 of period 2 is 133 for Rocky Mountain, 78 for Charm City Roller Girls.
Charm City still missing 1 blocker.
Yeah, that looks like Quesadiva in the box for Charm City, so a bit of a pack advantage. Oh, no, we've got a 1 blocker in the box for Rocky Mountain as well. The pivot, Fiona Grapple sitting down, so 3-on-3 in the pack on the defense.
Harper's Bazaar is going to wear the star for Rocky Mountain. Buyer's Remorse jamming for Charm City.
Yeah, Buyer's Remorse able to score a couple of points. I think she's at a game total of 3 in game from the first period. Star in hand now looking for the pass.
Harper Bazaar now on her scoring pass, gets shoved outside.
Buyer's Remorse just 2 to beat in the front. She does make it out. Star in hand. Harper's Bazaar takes a bump out of bounds. Really effective inside line blocking by Crazy Kraut from Charm City. Jam gets called off. 4 points go up for Rocky Mountain.
Charm City, no points on that jam. 137-78, 28 minutes left in this game. Tiger's going to wear the star for Charm City.
And that looks like she who cannot be named for Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
Well, I was just going to say her number because she cannot be named.
She who, of course, a longtime veteran of the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls. Part of the, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she was one of the players who was part of the high-ending 2010 team for the Rocky Mountain Fight Club. And still out there. Lead jammer status goes to Rocky Mountain Roller Girls and she who cannot be named.
The Hydro, of course, being the biggest trophy you can win in the WFTDA.
Tiger just 2 to beat in the front. They are out of play, so Tiger has completed the initial pass. She who cannot be named completes the scoring pass, calls the jam off, so a quick 4-0 for Rocky Mountain.
141-78, 27 minutes left in the game.
And we do have a foul out on the Charm City side. That's PTSD headed over to the bleachers for the rest of this game. PTSD, one of the captains for Charm City this year. So that's a big loss out there in defense for Charm City. All-Star and Mark quickly start line. Mars Curiosity in for a scoring pass. Mars, such a tenacious jammer, able to push her way through on the scoring pass. Socially Blockward out as well now on the initial pass. Mars makes it into the pack jam with just 2 points on that final pass, so a jam total of 12 for the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
Rocky Mountain showing some real track awareness there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Harper Bazaar is going to be jamming for the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
And that's number 2012, Sweet Chaos with a star for Charm City All-Stars. Charm's defense set up in the back. Sweet Chaos takes a big hit in the front and a long drawback there by a Salt and Pepper and Make You Pay. Sweet Chaos fighting in the back now against Rocky Mountain's defense. Harper Bazaar fighting at the front. Sweet Chaos makes it out first. Lead jammer status going to the Charm City All-Stars.
That's exactly what Charm City needed to do.
Make You Pay with a successful star pass for Rocky Mountain. About a half track behind Sweet Chaos, so Oz has the chance to get this scoring run up on the board and get the jam called off.
Pack starting to pick up speed a little bit.
Make You Pay knocked out of bounds in the back of the pack. Getting some offensive help by the former jammer in this jam, Harper Bazaar. Sweet Chaos completes the scoring pass, and Make You Pay still stuck in the pack.
Sweet Chaos picks up 4 points on that scoring pass.
Nice, effective defensive work by Charm City, holding Make You Pay back in this jam. Long recycle by Gigi Hardy. Sweet Chaos just 1 to beat in the front. That's Jersey Whirl. And she does touch that toe stop out of bounds, so has to recycle behind the pack. Sweet Chaos approaching that front tripod of Rocky Mountain defense. Very locked down in this game. Thought Oz was going to get some help from Gigi Hardy there, but no active offense so far. I think the Charm City squad working on keeping Make You Pay back. 2 to beat in the front now for Sweet Chaos. Now 1 to beat. Ozzy takes a knock to the outside line. Both jammers moving kind of slow in this jam. Oz calls it off. A nice differential goes up for Charm City. It's going to be 4-8 on the jam. And we've got about 23.5 minutes left to play in our second period.
Make you pay on that last jam when she got knocked to the inside. Looked like she was a little gassed, but then
Yeah.
she come in and found another gear and just took off.
Nice. Yeah, both jammers took some big hits in that jam. Definitely physical for only 12 points total going up on the board.
Tiger's going to wear the star for Charm City.
And I think that's Rip and Rooster for Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
Tiger working against that wall of black up front.
Charm with some nice lockdown tripod defense in the back, holding Rip and Rooster back. Not a whole lot of forward progress in this jam at all.
Rocky Mountain in the front of the pack.
Big impact from Tiger on one of the defenders of Rocky Mountain. Lead jammer status in the meantime going to Rip and Rooster in the 5280 Fight Club.
Just like that, Tiger works her way out of the pack.
2 in the box now for Charm City, so a depleted defense as Rip and Rooster easily makes it through on a scoring pass. Tiger just 2 to beat in the front. That's Dickey and Violent Assaults. Able to make it by as well on a scoring pass. So we've got a scoring pass each for these jammers. Rip and Rooster completes a second scoring pass.
She got a little whip from her teammate, too.
Nice. And a pile up there in corner 2. Three more points go up for Tiger and Charm City. So the jam total, 8 for Rocky Mountain, 7 for Charm City. And our score in the game now, 165-93.
21 minutes left in this game. Looks like we have a stoppage of play, and we'll call it a timeout. And this timeout's brought to you by Resurrection Skates. Resurrection Skates has the new Deadbolt Apex 2 knee pads for Clover Cup, only discount price. Come by the booth while you're here, and if you're not here, go to resurrectionskates.com.
And we do have a pretty kitty who's shown up on Twitter. Thank you,
Yay!
Reller Derber. What a pretty cat. Hashtag Cats of WFTDA.
Here on Catter Day,
Yeah.
moving day here at Clover Cup.
Yeah. So Rocky Mountain definitely showing some dominance in this game so far, but Charm is not going down easy. They definitely don't want to be eliminated from this tournament, and they're making every point count. Buyer's Remorse with the star for our next jam, taking on She Who Cannot Be Named.
5 seconds called on the floor. And Rocky Mountain calls a team timeout. This timeout brought to you by RollerCon. If you love roller derby and you know the magic happens when derby people get together, if you're new to roller derby, seasoned or a scared veteran, every skill level is welcome, and we plan tons of events for everyone to enjoy. RollerCon 2018 is July 24th to 29th in fabulous Las Vegas. For more information, go to rollercon.com.
Our sponsor reads this weekend don't always have URLs with them, and so we're just kind of making them up. Or,
Yeah.
Google it, whatever.
So if you go there and it's not there, don't blame me. Just Google it. Or use that interweb thingy.
Yeah, So our next game coming up after this one concludes, it's going to be Oklahoma Victory Dolls versus Calgary. That's our second consolation elimination game. Then we're going to move on to our semifinal games. That's going to be Sacramento versus Houston and Dallas versus Madison. We've got an awesome day of derby ahead.
Rip and Rooster's going to wear the star for the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
Well, it's Buyer's Remorse for Charm City. Rip and Rooster able to kind of juke and fake out the Charm City defense. Lead jammer for the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
She found a hole on the inside, exploited it. She's out front, and your lead jam.
Buyer's Remorse still fighting in the front against a Salt and Pepper and Jersey Whirl.
Got some debris on the track right here in front of us.
It looks like a piece of tape or something.
Charm City takes it out for us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, She Who Cannot Be Named completed the scoring pass and coming around for points again now. Buyer's Remorse now also completed her initial pass.
That was some fancy footwork right here in front of the table.
She who cannot be named, getting some instruction to call this jam off. Byers does make it into the pack, steals a point. Not lead jammer, but Rocky Mountain with a jam total of 8 points, bringing their score up to 173. Charm City at 94.
Charm City getting 1 point on that jam. 20 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game.
And the differential right now on the scoreboard, 79 points. So it's not insurmountable with 20 minutes of game time left, but definitely crunch time for Charm City. Socially Blockwood with the star for the Charm City All-Stars up against Mars Furiosity for Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
It is Mars.
Socially Blockwood pushing at the front, just 2 to beat up there, but that's Jersey Whirl and Dickey.
Mars with 60 points in her purse right now.
Mars, the top scoring jammer yesterday in the game against Sacramento. And she is out and lead jammer status acquired. Socially Blockwood still stuck in the pack on the initial pass. Block turns to defense, now takes the star off. And the jam called off. Interesting. 178 to 94 our score. 19 and a half minutes left in our second period.
Sweet Chaos is going to wear the star for Charm City.
Up against Harper Bazaar for the 5280 Fight Club.
Referees are having a little discussion in the middle of the track.
Oh, we got another kitty cat.
All right.
Thanks, Emily Rowden. Hashtag cats of WFTDA. So Sweet Chaos pushing against defense in the front. Harper Bazaar meeting up with Charm's nice lockdown tripod in the back. A forearm is called. Let's see who heads off. That's Gigi Hardy, the pivot for Charm City, having a seat for a forearm penalty. And lead jammer status goes to Harper Bazaar in the 5280 Fight Club.
Harper's going to be trying to get as many points as she can. Charm City trying to regroup and play some defense there in the back.
Sweet Chaos takes a big hit from Violent Assault, but makes it out on the initial pass, now eligible to score as well. Lapper faster headed to the box, so Charm with a bit of a depleted defense. Harper Bazaar steps around on the inside line, calls the jam before Sweet Chaos can make it into the pack. So that's a quick 5-0 jam on the side of Rocky Mountain Roller Girls, extending their lead.
Rocky Mountain with a pack advantage in this next jam.
And that's Rippin' Rooster with the star for Rocky Mountain, taking on Buyer's Remorse for Charm City.
Five seconds called on the track. And the jammers take off.
Both jammers kind of launch into the back of the pack. Tight defense, though. Both teams kind of jumbled in between. We haven't even made it to the pivot line yet.
Rippin' Rooster had enough of that inside, tries to go outside, gets shoved out there.
A really effective drawback by Gigi Hardy and the Charm City squad. Both jammers really not able to make any forward progress in this jam so far. Byers takes a hit to the outside line. Nice long drawback there by the Fight Club.
All the way to the pivot line.
Yeah. Rocky Mountain's so effective at that long drawback. And it's going to be Rippin' Rooster, lead jammer status for Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
Rippin' Rooster only at 25% lead jam status, but it seems like every time she does, it's at a key moment.
Yeah. Rippin' Rooster, probably the 4th or 5th jammer in rotation for Rocky Mountain. And of course, Rocky Mountain's jammer rotation does look a little bit different this year. We've had some retirements from their squad, from the team that we saw playing last year.
Charm City down one blocker.
That's Marva Lust sitting in the penalty box for Charm City. Rippin' Rooster just one to beat in the front. That's Gigi Hardy, so effective as the last line of defense. And able to knock Rippin' Rooster out of bounds and force a long recycle.
That was some fancy footwork, and I thought she was going to be able to stay inside, but just not quite.
So buyer's remorse with the star in hand. Gigi Hardy is the pivot in this jam. A big mix-up over in corner 4. Both jammers having a rough time in that jam. 5 points go up for Rocky Mountain, and the jam gets called off. So again, just slowly adding to their differential in the game. It's now 94 points between Rocky Mountain and Charm City.
Charm City's going to send Tiger to the line to wear the star.
And taking on Morphine, the effective relief jammer for Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
Morphine with 7 points so far.
Charm with defense set up in the back, really locked down. The defense, as I said earlier in the first half, defenses really seem to have gelled today for both of these teams.
And at times impenetrable.
Yeah. I mean, both jammers having a hard time in a lot of these jams. It hasn't been exactly reflected on the scoreboard. But even the jammer with lead jammer status has had some trouble with the defense. Right now, Morphine pushing at the front. One to beat, that's Gigi Hardy once again with the effective stop on the outside line and a long drawback. Morphine taken almost all the way back to the pivot line.
I think those gold skates make her play better defense.
Yeah, Gigi Hardy with some skate covers on her boots today. Shiny, shiny gold. Gosh, both sides of this pack just absolutely stopped. Tiger with a big hit to the inside line.
Pat coming up on our table here in turn 3.
Tiger able to make it around a hit from a Salt and Pepper. And finally, Morphine able to make it out with lead jammer status.
It was a minute and a half
Yeah.
before we had a lead.
That was some really tight defense from both teams, making life hard on these jammers. Tiger still working on the initial pass. Getting some help from teammate Shiba Hit You. A forearm call now. It's going to send Gigi Hardy to the box. Morphine able to complete a scoring pass now. 5 points on the board for the 5280 Fight Club.
Rocky Mountain knocking on that 200 door. 13 minutes left in this game.
And that jam timed out, Johnny. That was definitely a brutal jam for both of the jammers.
We just can't say enough about the defense of these two teams in that last jam.
Yeah, and what a change from yesterday, too. It's great to see teams recover and get that defense locked down on day 2 of a tournament. Out with the star next, that's number 2012, Sweet Chaos for Charm City All-Stars, taking on Mars Furiosity for the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls. Mars takes a hit to the inside. Nice takeout by Copacabana. Effective offense there from Rocky Mountain gets lead jammer status for Mars and the 5280 Fight Club. Fiona Grapple headed to the box. Actually, both pivots in the box in this jam.
Mars found another gear there on the outside.
Mars able to hop through the inside line. 5 points for Rocky Mountain Roller Girls and a big takeout in the back of the pack on Sweet Chaos. Sweet Chaos able to sneak around a Salt and Pepper on the inside line and complete that initial pass. Mars Furiosity in on the second scoring pass. She makes it through, and it looks like the instruction is to let this run. Sweet Chaos, also into the pack, launching herself at the defense. And it looks like there is 2 points picked up by Sweet Chaos and the Charm City All-Stars. The jam total for Mars and Fight Club is 9 points.
Rocky Mountain 202, Charm City 96, 11 and a half minutes left in this game. Socially Blockward's going to wear the star for Charm City.
And that's Harper Bazaar for the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
Lady Scratch playing this wonderful music that we're listening to.
Yeah, Lady Scratch has been an awesome DJ this weekend, and I hear she's going to be retiring after this year. But back on the track, Harper Bazaar with a quick lead jammer call for Fight Club. Socially Blockward still caught up on that initial pass. Oh, and a jammer pile up there. Harper Bazaar took a fall and Socially Blockward went over the top of her. So no penalties called, though. 4 points for Harper Bazaar. Socially Blockward still working on that initial pass, and the jam was called. I didn't see why. Yeah, that was the officials calling off the jam, and the reason was because it looks like Socially Blockward lost her mouth guard during the natural course of gameplay.
You only get one set of teeth.
Yeah, well, yeah. And so the mouth guard was sitting on the track, so the officials called off that jam. Rocky Mountain, of course, did have lead jammer status, and Socially Blockward was still working on the initial pass. But 4 points on the jam for Rocky Mountain. 10.5 minutes on the period clock. We're getting all kinds of cute cats now. Hashtag cats of WFTDA. And you can also talk to us about roller derby too. Hashtag Clover Cup 2018.
But send us a picture of your cat, because it is Catterday. Mars Furiosity going to be wearing the star for Rocky Mountain.
And it looks like Socially Blockward in the penalty box, along with one charm defender and another defender from the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
This will be a power start for Rocky Mountain. All the referees having a little meeting there in the middle. Head ref has both captains out there talking to him. Don't forget to stick around for our next game on this telecast. Oklahoma Victory Dolls versus Calgary. That'll be game 6 here on Catterday.
Oklahoma Victory Dolls currently ranked number 42 at the WFTDA, Calgary at 54. So a nice closely ranked matchup here on day 2 of Clover Cup. And just like this game, it's going to be a fight to stay in the tournament.
Absolutely. I want to take this opportunity to thank the Dallas Derby Devils for being such gracious hosts this weekend.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job with this tournament. What is this, the third year or third or fourth year of this tournament?
I thought it was going on for at least 50. I've heard about Clover Cup since I was a super fan.
Okay. But
Fixing to get back to the action on the track.
But I love these early season tournaments. You get to see how the new teams look, get the first scores into the calculator to start out the season, those full weighted scores, and see what roster changes are going to make a difference this year for these teams.
Absolutely. All these games going to be affecting the rankings coming up.
Yep. Mars Furiosity on the power start, able to get lead jammer status.
Mars on her scoring pass. Hits the back of the pack.
A nice inside line clear by Rocky Mountain. Mars able to take advantage of that. 4 points already on the power start, and Socially Blockward standing in the box now, getting ready to come back into play.
Rocky Mountain playing excellent defense and helping out their jammer get through.
Mars just punched right through the middle of that pack. Second scoring pass completed for Rocky Mountain, and Socially Blockward now pushing at the back wall of Rocky Mountain defense. Now has them all the way in the front, just 2 to beat up there. It's Make You Pay and a Salt and Pepper.
Penalty box is now empty. Both packs to full strength.
Socially Blockward having a tough time on Make You Pay. That's a really tenured pack out there for Rocky Mountain. Dickey, a Salt and Pepper, and Make You Pay, giving Socially Blockward a hard time in corner 3.
Not only are they locking down that defense, but they're doing a real good waterfall.
We have a low block sending Quesadiva to the box for Charm City. Effective defense in the back, though, by Charm City, holding Mars Furiosity back on the third scoring pass. Mars is able to make it out now.
4-3 pack advantage for Rocky Mountain.
Socially Blockward still working on that tough defensive wall from Rocky Mountain. The pivot in the box right now for Charms, so Socially Blockward kind of out there on her own. Jammer Star in hand.
Mars follows one of her blockers right through. Picks up 5 points and calls it off. 2:25 to 96, 8.5 minutes left in this game.
So as this period clock winds down, a 19-0 jam in favor of Rocky Mountain is definitely not the way that Charm City is going to get back into this in the second period. The differential in this game now at 129 points, just 8 minutes left to play.
Wow. She who could not be named wearing the star for the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
Taken on number 28.
Slampagne Supernova.
Yeah, we haven't seen Slam yet in this tournament. Definitely a relief jammer for Charm City, new to the roster. We've got one in the box for both teams now, a Salt and Pepper standing, about to be released, and one defender for Charm City in the box, and a star pass now to Buyer's Remorse, effectively getting that star out of the pack for Charm City. She who cannot be named, able to sneak around the outside line, get the jam called off. So another quick 4-0 jam in favor of Rocky Mountain.
4 points and quit the jam.
Okay, my Twitter feed is full of cats now. I couldn't be happier.
Yay. Everybody loves Catterday.
We got to keep that Cats of WFTDA going today. Out with the star next, Mars Furiosity for the 5280 Fight Club, taking on Sweet Chaos for the Charm City All-Stars.
Sweet Chaos tries to go to the outside. So does Mars, but she gets shoved back, has to recycle back.
Sweet Chaos bullying her way up to the front of that pack, so effective at the push. Lead jammer status goes to Charm City.
Sweet Chaos works her way around, comes up against the back of that pack.
Charm defense really doing a good job on Mars in this jam. She's stuck at the back of the pack, hasn't quite made it past the pivot line yet.
Forearm penalty called on Rocky Mountain.
Yeah, that's Dickey taking a seat in the penalty box. Sweet Chaos able to sneak around the defense on the inside line. Grand slam for Charm City. And a successful star pass to Fiona Grapple and an amazing hit there. Sweet Chaos takes some impact at the front of the pack, has to recycle. Meeting up with the Rocky Mountain defense in the front. Really pushing. Rocky Mountain making it really hard to make any forward progress.
Super impressed with all these skaters on taking these hard hits and
Yeah.
bouncing back up and getting right back into it.
Sweet Chaos now 10 points on the jam so far. Fiona Grapple able to make it out of the pack on the initial pass now. Pivot turn jammer in this jam. Sweet Chaos coming in for the third scoring pass. Quickly makes it around Rocky Mountain's defense, and the instruction is to let this thing run.
14 points on the board for Charm City in this jam so far.
And we've got about 22 seconds left on the jam clock. We'll see what Charm's able to do with this opportunity. Sweet Chaos takes a bump to the inside from Dickey. Has to recycle. Oh, and Sweet Chaos trying to get a hit in on Fiona Grapple. Takes a spill out of bounds, calls the jam off. 2 points picked up on that last pass for Charm City. So a nice differential on that jam. It's 4-16 in favor of Charm on that one. Charm up to 112 points now. Sweet Chaos still holding that top scoring position for the Charm City All-Stars with 47 points in the game so far. Mars Furiosity on the other side with 97 points for Rocky Mountain Roller Girls. An impressive performance today.
Tiger going to wear the star for Charm City.
And that's Morphine for Rocky Mountain Roller Girls, pushing at the front. Takes a bump to the inside line. Tiger is going to pick up a cutting the track penalty there. Oh, and an in sub for not getting off the track in time. This is a huge blow to Charm City All-Stars. A double penalty on their jammer in the final minutes of this game. Morphine, the relief jammer for Rocky Mountain Roller Girls, on the power jam now, but a full defensive complement out there for Charm City, so that's one thing in their favor. We'll see if they can kill this double power jam.
Morphine looking for some help from her blockers. Seems satisfied to let her handle it for herself out there for her front.
Yeah, super effective, active offense there from Rocky Mountain. They totally cleared out the inside line for Morphine. Now coming around on the second scoring pass of this power jam. Rocky, go ahead.
She finds a little hole on the inside and exploits it and picks up 5 more.
So Morphine just 1 to beat in the front. That's Jackie Treehorn able to make it around for another grand slam on this double power jam. Tiger now standing in the box, about to be released. And Tiger takes the star off. Buyer's remorse, the pivot in this jam, so a really great option to get the star out of the pack. But Tiger really isolated in the back wall of defense from Rocky Mountain.
And Buyer's Remorse playing defense way, way away.
Yeah. So now with Morphine out of the pack on the third scoring pass, we'll see if Buyer's able to give some help to Tiger. Nope, Tiger makes it out on her own. And that'll put the pressure on this jam. Oh, that is a, I'm not sure if it's a penalty on Morphine. Yeah, it was. So Morphine, I believe, is going to be headed, yes, Morphine headed to the box. Just want to make sure the information is correct. So this is going to be a power start opportunity now for Charm City. Definitely what they need coming out of this double power jam.
Yeah, and about 50 minutes more on the clock if they had it.
Yeah, so
250 to 112,
Yeah.
little more than 2 minutes left
when
in this game.
When the jam starts, will be just over 2 minutes on the period clock. Charm City on the power start here. Sweet Chaos quickly makes it through, but a nice recycling defense there from Rocky Mountain. Doesn't quite let her out yet. Nice coverage of the inside line there from Rocky Mountain.
Rocky Mountain locks down that defense on the back straightaway.
Some passive offense there from Charm City, but now they race up to try to help Sweet Chaos make it out of the pack on this power jam. Again, Charm City with passive offense here. And it looks like Morphine coming out of the box. We still do not have a lead jammer in this jam yet.
Sweet Chaos pushing against that wall of black in the front.
Sweet Chaos with a penalty call. That looks like a forearm. So now the power jam in the favor of Morphine and Rocky Mountain Roller Girls.
Morphine looking to get through that wall of yellow in the front. 1 to beat, she does.
Yeah, and what I'm noticing, Johnny, is that on these power jam opportunities, Rocky Mountain doing a way better job of this strong, active offense that's really making a difference for the jammer. Charm City kind of letting the jammers fend for themselves, and that's resulting in some penalties. So
And a lot of points.
Yeah, and a lot of points, exactly. So Rocky Mountain's jammer, Morphine, able to make it into the pack for 2 points before the jam times out.
Mars Furiosity knocking on 100 points in this game.
So the differential between the two teams now at 140 points. And we've got 24 seconds left on the period clock. Harper Bazaar with the star for Rocky Mountain. Sweet Chaos iced in the box on this one. Standing, though, ready to come back in. Fight for that lead jammer status.
And what could be the last jam of this game.
Sweet Chaos pushing at the front now. Jackie Treehorn headed to the box with a penalty for Charm City. And Sweet Chaos back to the box as well. So this is going to be in the books now. Harper Bazaar in on a scoring pass. With lead jammer status now, Rocky Mountain can basically call this off. The period clock has expired. But the instruction is to rack up as many points as possible from the Rocky Mountain bench. Sweet Chaos standing in the box now for Charm City. Wow. Definitely a very depleted defense out there for Charm. Just 2 defenders, and Harper Bazaar quickly able to juke around. 5 more points for Rocky Mountain. 15 on the jam so far.
Nice little spin move there.
Harper Bazaar able to sneak around the inside line. 4 points go up on that pass. So 19 the jam total for Harper Bazaar. Sweet Chaos with star in hand, looking for the pivot. Harper Bazaar just one to beat in the front. She does make it by a grand slam now for Rocky Mountain Roller Girls. 24 points on the jam so far.
Harper did glance at the clock when she went by, but coach is telling her, keep skating, keep skating.
Sweet Chaos able to make it out of the pack on the initial pass. So one more pass is the instruction from Rocky Mountain's corner coach here. Harper Bazaar does complete that pass and calls it off. So unofficial final score is going to be 280 for Rocky Mountain Roller Girls, 112 for Charm City Roller Girls. A tough weekend for Charm City, but I have no doubt they're going to recover this season and go on to play a great season of roller derby this year. And Rocky Mountain, after a tough loss yesterday against a kind of an unknown team, a unified Sacramento team, comes away with the win today, and they're going to fight for third place in this consolation bracket.
Also, a very, very nice game to start the day off here at Clover Cup 2000 Skate Team.
Yeah. Pleasure calling this game with you, Johnny Pepper.
Thank you, Trek, and we will see y'all soon.
Either way.
Good morning. We are here live at the Clover Cup in Dallas, Texas. We've just watched Rocky Mountain Roller Girls take on Charm City Roller Girls in the consolation bracket. I'm Rosetta Stone here with Rocky Mountain Jammer Harper Bazaar. How's it going, Harper?
I'm feeling pretty good right now.
It's got to feel good to win. What's in your mind? How are you feeling after this game?
We're pumped to take on hopefully a couple more teams and looking to take third place in this tournament. Yesterday was a little bit disappointing, but Sacramento was a fantastic team the way they came together.
Right. Rocky start for Rocky Mountain, if you will, but it's at least you're not out of the tournament yet. Yeah. So on that note, what I wanted to ask you is how did you keep your mental game strong after that loss yesterday and then coming into the consolation bracket today?
It might have been the reality check we needed, you know. We just needed to realize that we had to stay calm and play our game. And we came out strong against Charm, and I think it worked.
Absolutely. It certainly worked. And one more question for you. This was a really penalty-heavy game, especially on Charm's side. How did that affect your strategy?
It worked to our advantage, obviously. We realized pretty quickly that we could take advantage of it, and our jammers were looking for those moments, to be quite honest. Yeah, so among them, I was one of them. But yeah, we just took it as an opportunity to remain calm and take advantage of those plus.
Anything else you want to add or say to people in the world?
Fight, fight, fight.
Fight, fight, fight. Thank you very much, Harper Bazaar. Congrats on the win. And viewers, enjoy the rest of Clover Cup 2018.
I will always be the one that's right here standing by your side. Open up your heart and let me in. I promise not to break you. I promise I'll be all that you want. So let me in, and my heart will fall. Let me in, oh, your love explodes, our hearts implodes. Your love explodes, our hearts implode. I feel again. We're bringing this back to life. I feel it again. I feel it again. I feel again. We're bringing this back to life. Help me find the right words to say to get us back on our way. Can we try to fight against the grain of throwing out what we made? The future's far away, but I will stay because I feel again. I feel again. Oh, now I feel again. We're bringing this back to life. We're picking up where we left off and on again. We never quite could forget, 'cause what we got so intense. I feel it again. I feel it again. I feel again. We're bringing this back to life.
fantasies. Would you do that for me? Yeah, I'd fly this whole world twice if I could be a paradise.
seconds. Welcome back to the Clover Cup 2018, hosted by the Dallas Derby Devils. I'm Captain Motorboater alongside the world famous
Stash Merkin. I don't know how famous, but
World.
Oh, well, that's certainly news to me, but
We're-
all right.
It's good that it's world famous because we're about to do an international contest.
That is true. We have
OKVD taking on Calgary. Calgary and OKVD coming off of first round losses. OKVD losing to Houston Roller Derby. Calgary taking the loss against the Dallas Derby Devils last night. A very close contest, in a contest where Calgary had opportunities galore to win, but unfortunately just some really bad penalties at some really inopportune times allowed Dallas to put points on the board and take the win. So they're looking to take those opportunities and capitalize against OKVD, who unfortunately coming into this contest, they're skating shorthanded. Two of the very talented skaters they're missing on the track tonight, E-Bomb and MSC Hammer, both not competing in this contest or in this tournament for injury reasons. We know that that's, having a pretty big impact on their performance.
It certainly will, and we're 30 seconds from Derby, Captain Motorboater. For those of you watching on WFTDA TV, welcome. We're glad you're with us.
It's been a great tournament so far, Stash. The competitive nature of these contests have been right what you want to see when you have a tournament of this size. All the gameplay has been outstanding. All the officiating has been outstanding. Hopefully you guys at home are entertained as much as we are.
And all you guys at home are outstanding.
We were just about to kick it off, but we got that 5-second count off.
For those of you watching at home, OKVD are in the black, Calgary is in the white, and we are underway.
Easy break of it on the jam line for Calgary, and Lil Shanksta for OKVD. Lil Shanksta popping out to lead jam status.
Little Shankster getting a lot of jams yesterday. I called one of OKVD's bouts yesterday, and Little Shankster got some good time on the jam line.
Easy bake oven on the initial pass completed.
Easy break oven going over the apex. Couldn't stick the landing, has to recycle.
Little Shanksta, captain for OKVD, trying to get that scoring opportunity put together, but that stiff 3-wall.
Calgary putting up a triangle of doom on Little Shanks. It looks like she broke away.
Just when it looked like Little Shanksta was going to break away, sent to the penalty box.
Will be a power jam for Calgary.
It was a cut track call. First penalty of the contest. Great defense by both teams.
Both teams.
Easy break oven had a great game last night against Dallas, but some costly penalties from a jam position hurt those efforts.
And we have our first points on the board. 5-point grand slam for Easy Break Oven. Nice little spin move Easy Break did over there on turn one.
Easy break oven, the 2016 Lansing Tournament MVP. So success is not something foreign to Easy Break.
Meanwhile, Little Shanksta out of the penalty box with 4 points on the board for OKVD.
Got the full 2 minutes on the first jam. That's exciting.
Right off the bat, we got a full 2 minute jam, and we will line up and do it again. We have Fatal Inferno coming to the jam line for OKVD.
Hillary Boswell jamming for Calgary. And as stated, there's your lead jammer, Hillary Boswell.
Hillary Boswell just went right on through that pack. Actually, both jammers did.
Fatal Inferno, great job of getting the initial pass as well. So it's a race to the pack, and the pack is going to speed up. We're going track beat.
This is a tale of two jams, Captain. Last jam was kind of a slow, grinding, hitting jam. This seems to be run and gun at time.
Great 360 there by Hillary Boswell. Put 4 points on the board.
Fatal Inferno trying to get some points, but right now the Calgary blockers putting up a 3-wall.
Good footwork there on the outside by Boswell for 5 points on that pass. Boswell redirected on the inside. Plenty of room to get through on that pass. Another 5 points.
Is that 3 Grand Slams in a row for Calgary?
Yep.
I believe so.
That's what the scoreboard tells me.
That's
looks
what
like,
I think.
Looks like 2 Grand Slams and 1 4-point pass. So
yeah, all right. Yeah, that would be that would be the right math. But there's another Grand Slam. Now that is 3 in a row.
Fatal Inferno through.
And
that's going to force a call off.
I was just starting to wonder if that jam was going to go the full 2. It almost did.
Well, once that initial pass got done by Fatal Inferno, easy break, decided that they'd done enough damage on that nice 23-point jam.
Early on, 25-30 to go in the first period. Oklahoma Victory Dolls 8, Calgary Roller Derby Association 33.
These are the positions that Calgary's got to take advantage of when they have, the jammer advantage, that they're putting the points on the board and staying out of penalty trouble. Staying aggressive, working hard, but not giving away opportunity.
On the jam now for Oklahoma, Lethal Lamb jamming against Harley Havoc.
Calgary last night running a 3-jammer rotation for a majority of the contest against Dallas.
Lethal Lamb, your lead jammer.
Back block penalty on Ruthless Red.
Four more points for Calgary.
Yeah, quick move there by Harley Havoc.
That was nice.
Lethal Lamb putting 4 on the board for OKVD. Harley Havoc, nice weave through, but
I've been noticing that about her. She has good lateral movement on the track.
That sticky skating, all 8 wheels on the ground and just weaving. Calgary filling up the penalty box again with blockers, so OKVD with a severe pack advantage.
Lethal Lamb with a Grand Slam looking for more.
Nice step through on the
what?
inside by Lethal Lamb.
Lethal Lamb.
Twisted Armani looking for a one-on-one block there. Harley Havoc right around Twisted. Some lengthy jams here in the first 3. But this time Oklahoma with the advantage on the points. Wrapping that jam up with a 22-point effort. OKVD right back into this game.
We got ourselves a game. Boy, Calgary came out in the first couple of jams and really put it to OKVD, but it looks like they have regrouped and closed the gap on the scoreboard, 30-44 with 23 minutes to go in the first period.
OKVD still trying to figure out how to work as a team. It's only the second season since OKVD and Tornado Alley leagues merged, so these players still trying to learn how to play together as a unit. You can see them get better every single game.
RPG, our correct producer, just passed me a note saying that Calgary committed 5 penalties in that last jam. which would explain why OKVD was able to close the gap on the board. And here we have another grand slam by Trigger Trixie, jamming for OKVD.
Engage in the penalty box. This is a power jam for OKVD.
We'll see if we have a lead change coming up.
Trigger pushing hard on that brace 3 wall. 2 skaters to beat. Looks like a little out of play. Failure to reform is going to be the call. Again, Calgary having trouble staying out of the penalty box. And you're starting to see that momentum change because of it. OKVD with the pack advantage and finishing up the power jam. Sitting on 15 points so far for Trigger Trixie.
And indeed, we do have a lead change, 45 to 44. OKVD takes the lead. And we are so glad you are here with us watching on WFTDA TV. If you have something to say about the game, feel free to hashtag it, Clover Cup 2018, or talk to number 2, WFTDA.
Tapping and calling is Trigger Trixie after an outstanding 24-point jam. OKVD in the lead now, 54-44, 21 minutes to go in the period.
Captain, I feel like we're in for a wild one this one.
At the whistle, Engage picked up another penalty from the jam position. That means it's going to be a power start now for OKVD. Calgary's going to call a timeout. They're going to look at trying to maybe see if there's a way to get their jammer out of the penalty box, but I don't see any of the coaches going to the center of the track, so I think this is just going to be a regrouping timeout.
And we'd like to thank Ben Hogan Sports Medicine. Sometimes when athletes give the game their all, they give more than intended. With Texas Health, Ben Hogan Sports Medicine, there's no need to sweat. The team of sports medicine physicians, physical therapists, and athletic trainers will help get you back in the game. Dial 1-877-THR-WELL, W-E-L-L, or look them up online at texashealth.org/Ben Hogan.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you've heard of Pro Design, but Pro Design Inc. manufactures world-class custom knee pads, elbow pads, wrist guards for your protective needs. Go ahead and visit prodesigned.com to order your knee pads, elbow pads, and wrist guards today. Just about ready to kick back into action. Jam number 5 on tap on the jam line. Number 13 for OKVD. That's Lexus Chainsaw.
Lexus Chainsaw trying to get by the Calgary 3 wall. Has it yet? A lot of pushing and shoving.
If you're from the Oklahoma area, it's a giant state, but especially in the Oklahoma City area, you'll find Lexus in a skate park, most likely known as a skate park junkie.
And good defense by Calgary kept Lexus Chainsaw from getting lead on that power start, allowing Engage to come out of the box and earn lead jammer.
Wide open on the inside there for Engage to make that pass coming out of the box. Now it's time to put points on the board for Engage and Calgary.
Only 10-point difference on the scoreboard.
Star pass was made now. Twisted Armani has the star in hand. Most likely as the Twisted breaks 3, we'll put it on the helmet. That's been completed. We'll see if everyone in Calgary has identified that, and if Engage comes around here, tries to get a couple more points, and quick call.
Engage.
Yep, there it is in the
There
middle.
it is. You called it.
Back block penalty at the whistle. Looks like Twisted Armani might be headed there. Yep, in fact, that was an unfortunate situation again for OKVD. They're going to start in the penalty box this time instead of Calgary. Maybe this will be a momentum switch back in Calgary's favor now.
We'll see. We have a 1-point game, 54-53, with 18:53 to go in the first period.
Harley Havoc this time, as Calgary does their patented reverse start, draw the pack back. Harley Havoc right through the center of the track, picking up lead jammer on this power jam.
Harley Havoc. Two more OKVD players to beat. She does. Grand slam for Calgary.
You know, Calgary does that start. What they're trying to do is change the position of where the pack is going to start, reversing the flow against the direction of which the jammer's trying to go, forcing basically all of those blockers to change their track position.
It's a very distinctive strategy. I didn't call a game for Calgary yesterday, so when they just did that, I was like, "What is that? What are they doing?" Very distinctive indeed, and we have Harley Havoc as your lead jammer. Twisted Armani out of the box, scoring some points. 4 for OKVD.
Harley Havoc braced in the corner of turn 3, gets forced off the track and decides to make a call before Twisted can put any more points on the board. That means at the 17-minute mark of period number 1, before we get into jam number 7, we're going to have Calgary Roller Derby All-Stars 65, OKVD at 58. Preacher Slaughter already with 4 penalties in this contest. So in some serious penalty trouble for Calgary.
And back to action, we have Easy Break Oven, your lead jammer for Calgary, but Little Shanksta for OKVD, hot on her wheels.
Second jam for Easy Break. First jam didn't get lead. This time got the lead. But Little Shanksta taking advantage of the scoring opportunity while Easy Break's trying to still solve that OKVD defense. Finally gets through for 4 and then quickly calls it off to stop OKVD.
Coming up on 16 minutes to go in the first period, Oklahoma Victory Doll 62, Calgary 69. We've had 2 lead changes so far.
Very tight contest, something we expected. I think this is the performance that Oklahoma was looking for yesterday, but they ran into that buzzsaw from Houston and just couldn't stop Houston from scoring points.
Boy, Houston has been strong in this tournament. Meanwhile, we have Hillary Boswell for Calgary, your lead jammer. Fatal Inferno jamming for OKVD.
Second jam for Hillary Boswell, second time getting lead jammer. Able to control the jam and get points that Calgary was looking for. Quickly call that off.
Fox Rental, proudly celebrating 50 years under the same ownership and providing the Metroplex with the best equipment to complete all events and projects. That's Fox Rental.
Head coach for Calgary, Cluck, out to the center of the track to have a conversation with the folks in the black and white stripes. Might have made a case for whatever was on his mind, but he's back on the sideline. No review.
Easy Break Oven off to the penalty box for a track cut. This will give Trigger Trixie for OKVD a power jam.
If you saw the hand signal there, Easy Break thought it was a no pass, no penalty situation. Clearly, the referees disagree, and that's 30 seconds in the box.
The referee says, nope, go sit and feel shame. Trigger Trixie having a heck of a time complete. I believe she's still on her initial pass. Trying to get by the Calgary wall. That brace 2 wall, hard to get around, hard to get momentum against.
Remember, Trigger Trixie on that first jam had 24 points. So now that Trigger's in a position to score and has the lead, we'll see if there's enough time on the clock to do a 24-point jam part 2.
Good penalty kill by Calgary. Easy break oven out of the box.
Trigger Trixie tapping and calling after easy break came out of the box and got that initial pass finished.
"13 minutes to go in the first period. Your score, OKVD 66, Calgary 71.
On the jam line for Calgary, Engage. Lil Shanksta.
Lil Shanksta for OKVD, and the jam is on.
Lil Shanksta comes from a military family, so a lot of transfers in Lil Shanksta's derby career. Came to OKVD last year. This is the 5th league Lil Shanksta's played for. Obviously skilled as a skater, so
veteran skater.
A great pickup there for OKVD.
Lil Shanksta with a great, 4 points, I'm sorry.
Cuatro. For our Spanish-speaking Canadian fans.
4 points also for Engage.
Lil Shanksta in control of the jam still as lead jammer.
A little running and gunning going on here.
Yep.
And look at the scoreboard, 74 to 75. We got a 1 point difference. Of course, that's going to change now.
Engage was towing the line on that back stretch. Almost came off the track, but managed to keep both feet inside.
Long jams in this game, Captain.
Yeah, the clock's getting eaten up by these jams. They're very long, and there's lots of opportunity to score.
74 to 79. Calgary currently leading.
Calgary a little short from a depth perspective situation. They have about 4 less skaters than OKVD, so we'll see if this long jam strategy ends up taking its toll on Calgary's fitness.
Engage with a good inside-outside kind of hop right by turn 4. Gets a grand slam for Calgary.
To that note, Calgary's basically running 2 lines and 4 jammers. So 12 skaters for Calgary in this contest. By the way, shout out to Calgary. I had the opportunity to go to Calgary for Men's Roller Derby World Cup. And it is a beautiful country, or beautiful
Never been
part
there.
of Canada. I couldn't, for some reason, say the word city.
Here we have Lethal Lamb for OKVD, your lead jammer, with Hillary Boswell hot on her wheels for Calgary. Jammers approaching the pack.
Boswell with 25 points so far in the contest. Looking to increase that total. But Lethal Lamb in control of this jam right now.
This is 3rd lead in a row for OKVD.
With the lead, it's Calgary that's got the points on the board first. Now Lethal gets through and gets the 4 that OKVD was looking for and quickly taps and calls before any more points can get collected by Calgary. Great work and great effort there by Boswell.
Nine minutes in the first period, 82 to 93.
Harley Havoc on the jam line this time for Calgary.
as Fatal Inferno for OKVD. Jam on. This is Jam 12 of the first period. Harley Havoc trying to solve the OKVD braced 3-wall.
You know, as we talked earlier about the amount of players that Calgary has and the deficiency that they're up against, you see another penalty to a Calgary skater, this time Harley Havoc going to the box in a power jam for OKVD.
That was a forearm call.
Preacher Slaughter for Calgary has 5 penalties, very close to the maximum amount for the contest, and we're still 8 minutes to go in period number 1. That's going to compound the depth problem that Calgary has.
I was just about to bring that up. I said they're already skating a bit short. You don't need any of your players in foul trouble.
I guess you could say, fortunately for Calgary, they don't have any of their jammers in serious foul trouble. So the people that are going to put points on the board for them are safe for now.
So that's a good thing. Meanwhile, Harley Havoc breaks through the pack on her initial pass. Harley now looking for some points for Calgary.
Nice move
Oh,
by
what?
Harley Havoc. Get that 5 in the sky.
That was slick. It was really nice of her to do it right here in front of the announcer's table so we could see it. Darn considerate of her.
Another 5 for Calgary.
Calgary starting to pour it on.
Great job by Harley Havoc coming out of the penalty box and turning a negative into a positive. A great job by the defense of Calgary, completely shutting down OKVD on that power jam, extending the lead for Calgary, 103-82, 6 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Period number 1, jam number 13 on tap. Once again on the jam line for Calgary, it's going to be Easy Break Oven. Number 50, Trigger Trixie for OKVD. But there's a whistle and the International Derby signal for official review.
Well,
so that'll give us an opportunity to chat up our sponsors a bit.
let's just do that. Mixed Hues. Mixed Hues has original skater art and apparel. Get custom apparel made while you watch the tournament. They put names and numbers on all kinds of things.
Yeah, just head on down here to Nitex and get your name and number put on things. Like,
Yeah, whatever thing you want to have your name and number on.
Your pets.
Yeah.
Maybe bring a mattress. I don't know.
And we'd also like to thank Bont. Lighter, stronger, faster, the original carbon fiber boot. Bont is fully heat moldable, ultra lightweight, extremely responsive, heavenly heel lock. Build your dream skates on My Bonts. Lighter, stronger, and faster.
And if you get those bonts, you need wheels to go on those bonts. And
Well, of course you do.
Anabolics Skate Company, they have the Anabolics Gentry Series wheels. They're patented Vanguard urethane paired with a lightweight nylon hub, giving you the speed, the grip, the edging that you need to reign over the competition. Anabolic Skate Company, train to reign.
And Captain, I've been told that in this official review that Calgary is looking for extra points on a scoring pass.
Well, everybody wants extra points, don't they?
Yeah, who doesn't want extra points?
I would like the most that you allow.
So they are asking about that. And
I'm interested to see what the question is. I mean, they had 2 passes on that jam that totaled 10 points. That means that each jam they got scored for, they maxed out their point potential. Are they suggesting that there was a pass that should have had a score attached to it that was not registered?
Well, we'll see. We'll see if the score changes. And frankly, it may well be that they're Calgary, we mentioned earlier, is kind of skating shorthanded.
Well,
Might be, kind of getting a little more O2 in those lungs.
Fluster Cluck, head coach for Calgary, is a jammer for men's Team Canada. He's a bunt quad all-star. So I'm going to assume that Cluck would know if points should have been there or not. I'm going to tell you that the scoreboard didn't change, and that lets me know without a doubt that they did not win that challenge. And that means that that official review is now gone.
We have Trigger Trixie jamming for OKVD. Easy break oven for Calgary. Trigger Trixie, you're in the lead.
Flying around the track, easy break oven. Catching up to and sliding through the pack. Very nice work there for 4 points. Trixie now has a half a track gap to catch up to this fast-moving pack. And it looks like OKVD is leading the charge on keeping this fast. Destruction of pack's going to get called against Calgary if they don't watch themselves.
And that seems to be the end of the jam.
Hand raised in the air by a Calgary blocker. I can't see what the number was, but I'm going to assume that that destruction of pack penalty got called. So they will be down a skater going into jam number 14.
Looks like 2 points got scored by OKVD on that last pass. None for Calgary. In a close game like this, you want every point you can scratch and claw your way onto the board.
Speaking of extra points, the jam ref just indicated that was 3 points on that pass. So 7-4 on that jam.
Sure enough, the scoreboard just got updated.
And now we're into jam 16. Lil Shanksta has the lead jam for OKVD.
Little Shanksta with a grand slam.
Star pass just happened, a little sneaky star pass. Now number 12, Ruthless Red, has the star affixed to the helmet.
5 points for Little Shanksta. Looks like OKVD wants to go into the locker room at halftime with a little momentum on their side.
Little Shanksta on the outside. I'm assuming that everyone thinks that there was a skating out of bounds situation there, and I think that our OPR is going to have a conversation with the IPR and see if that should be called or not. From my vantage point, it looked like Little Shanksta got bumped off the track. I'm not suggesting she made a lot of effort to maintain her track position, but I definitely felt like I saw some contact there.
Well, we see what the what Team Zebra has to say about it.
Piratical was the OPR that had probably the best view of what went on there, so I think that.
And Piratical is a referee from my neck of the woods back in Louisiana. I know him well. He's a good ref.
One of the things I love about Clover Cup is it really brings the best of the best from around the country. The officials here and the officiating has been stellar.
It really has. I've been noticing that both days so far of this tournament.
Well, let's recap what's going on right now. Calgary Roller Derby Association, the All-Stars are up 107-99 with 3.5 minutes to go in the period. So I see Lil Shanksta in the penalty box. That's going to tell me that it looks like they did decide that Lil Shanksta did skate out of bounds without contact. So we're going to start this jam with, that's right, 0 jammers. And then they're both coming out of the box at the same time.
It's the parade of jammers out of the box.
So
Lexus Chainsaw.
What did we learn? What did we learn about that? It didn't matter. But what does matter is the back block that Rootless Red got as she engaged the pack. That's a power jam now for Little Shanksta.
Slow moving pack, grinding between turns 1 and 2. Neither jammer can actually power. Jammer finally breaks out.
Ruby Red out of the box, already through the pack. Now Little Shanksta, I don't think Little Shanksta's seen that happened, but after contact hits the floor, taps and calls the jam off. No points for Calgary, 4 points for OKVD. And just like that.
Oh, look at that score, Captain.
We're 2 points away. Head coach for Calgary once again having a conversation with the folks at the center wearing the black and white stripes. It's important to get your message across to what you're seeing and what you want the officials to keep eyes on.
Lexus Chainsaw on the jam line for OKVD. Easy break oven for Calgary, and it is Lexus Chainsaw. Your lead jammer. 1:40 to go in the first period. 2-point difference on the scoreboard. Both jammers looking for scoring.
Both jammers are not going to find scoring.
No points scored on that jam. But this is the 4th lead in a row by OKVD, so they are not laying down. They are coming back. We got a
official review being used as a timeout.
There we go.
So Calgary wanted to stop the clock and give themselves an opportunity to put some points on the board and keep some momentum going into halftime. But
and if you love roller derby, you know that magic happens when derby people get together. Are you new to roller derby, or are you a seasoned and scarred veteran? Every skill level is welcome, and we've planned tons of events for everyone to enjoy at RollerCon 2018, July 24th through the 29th.
That's in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las
if
freaking
you're not familiar
Vegas.
with RollerCon.
I've
That's
never
right.
been. I've never been there.
It's a convention. It's literally a convention about rollering.
The
Now,
entire roller derby world converges on Las Vegas.
it's focused on roller derby, but you also have chicks and bulls with a heavy representation at that event. So lots of skate park time in Las Vegas, which is always a blast in the middle of summer. In the desert, in the heat.
Lots of heat.
I highly recommend the pool party, the black and blue ball. It's outstanding.
We are back to action. 1:10 to go in the first period. Trigger Trixie jamming for OKVD. Hillary Boswell for Calgary.
Great move by Boswell. Right around Twisted Armani. No pass, no penalty, which means no lead jammer. Now, Trigger Trixie gets lead jam and calls off lead jam. Or calls off the jam. Didn't call off lead jam. That'd be weird.
It was good track awareness because Hillary was about to come around and make a scoring pass. Only a 2-point game on the board.
Another visit by Cluck to the center of the track. You know, Lester Cluck
30 seconds to go in the first.
is going to have those conversations to get some eyes where he wants them from the officials. But
You got to work the refs a little
But
bit.
at some point, you're going to have to ask yourself, are these conversations starting to fall on deaf ears?
Easy break oven for Calgary lead jammer. Little Shanksta jamming for OKVD. Little Shanksta has to.
Little Shanksta got back up, and I think Calgary thought they had a track cut situation in place, but obviously that is not the opinion of the
None to be had.
referee.
But that is 4 points for Easy Break Oven.
Now Easy Break gets inside position on Little Shanksta.
Regulation has expired on the first period. We are on the jam clock, 1:19 to go.
Easy break on the outside, then cut straight to the center, explodes through that wall.
There's that bobbing and weaving she does. That
5 points on the board for Calgary. This is the momentum that Calgary was looking for when they used that official review as a timeout to get easy break, another opportunity to jam and put points on the board going into halftime, extending the lead.
Good strategy.
Worked well.
Seems to be working because this was a 2-point game. Prior to this jam, the current score 105 to 116.
Also smart rotation from the bench, not putting Breachers Slaughter out there, who's sitting on 6 penalties in the first half.
That's 5 more points for Calgary. Meanwhile, there was a star pass to Sharpie Marker for OKVD, now the jammer of record.
First time Sharpie's had the star on the helmet in this contest.
And look at this. We've been talking about long jams in this game. That jam clock actually ran out. It is intermission.
You know, first jam of the half went 2 minutes. Last jam of the half
Why
goes 2
not?
minutes.
Sounds like a plan.
That's called consistency, ladies and gentlemen.
And speaking of consistency, we will be back in under 15 minutes with period 2 of the Oklahoma Victory Dolls taking on the Calgary Roller Derby Association. Your score, OKVD 110, Calgary 122. Do not miss the second half of this bout.
We'll be back in 10 minutes, folks.
Your eyes, would you dream for me? Some paradise. Tell me who you see, 'cause I think I do want you next to me. Want you next to me, but does this work? 'Cause I know I can't get to you. I like the chase, and I know you do too. Am I just in love with the idea of you? 'Cause I'd cross a million seas. Would you do that for me? Yeah, I'd fly this whole world twice if I could be your paradise. Close your eyes, will you dream for me? Some paradise. Tell me who you see, 'cause I think I know what you mean to me. What you mean to me, but does this work? Only 'cause we never say what we think. Waiting for the perfect way. Time zone speak. Got me on delay. 'Cause I cross a million seas. Would you do that for me? Goddamn road 3 times, and I'd run all the red lights across a million seas just to have you next to me. Paris and Tokyo, I'll go where I have to go. Screw geography, but would you do that for me?
Yet? You're wasting your life. Because in World of Tanks, you can shoot on the move, shoot on the spot.
Where do you go when you're young, when you're restless, when you're fun, 'cause you're desperate? Oh, here they come for a chance, for adventure. What's your poison? What's your pleasure?
Welcome back to the NYTEX Sports Center for Clover Cup 18. I am Stash Merkin with
Captain Motorboater by your side and in your heart.
And we are set to bring you the second period of Oklahoma Victory Dolls versus the Calgary Roller Derby Association. Tight game, Captain.
It is a tight game. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching live on the stream, you see a bunch of skaters in blue tank tops and maroon tank tops. Those are the juniors getting warmed up for our next contest. After OKVD in Calgary, we're going to have junior roller derby, one of my favorite things in the whole wide world to watch. This is the future of our sport, and man, are they good.
Always enjoy calling for juniors whenever I can because they want to play. They love it as much as the bigger player, the older players. They are eager to compete. They got the fire.
They do have the fire. We got about a minute or so until we kick off the second period of Calgary versus Oklahoma. CRDA versus OKVD, if we like acronyms. Right now, Calgary in the lead by 12, but
we've already had 2 lead changes in this bout.
And we know that momentum is fickle. And we know that Calgary did a great job of capturing momentum going into the half. Let's see how they come out of that. It was very strategic on Calgary's part to get an official review, use the timeout to get another opportunity for Easy Break Oven to get a jam and get some points. Easy Break Oven tied for the lead with tied for the lead in points with Harley Havoc for Calgary. You got Little Shanksta, 36 points is the overall high-scoring jammer for the contest. Only 1 point ahead of Trigger Trixie from OKVD with 35. So you got 2 jammers for OKVD doing some heavy lifting. You have 3 jammers doing the heavy lifting for Calgary with Harley Havoc, Hillary Boswell, and Easy Break Oven, all right around the 30-point mark. Engage is the 4th jammer in the rotation for Calgary at 27, so very evenly distributed among their rotation. You've seen Ruthless Red jam, but both times Ruthless Red is jammed, it's been on a star pass, and doesn't have any points to show for it because usually those jams are getting called off.
And we are underway in the second period. Hillary Boswell jamming for Calgary. Lethal Lamb for OKVD. And it is
Hillary Boswell.
Lead
jam. But Lethal Lamb right behind.
Looks like we have a wide open skate for the first jam of the second period, Captain.
Another fast pack. It reminds me of Keep Away, you know? But now Calgary slams on the brakes and changes the pack position. Hillary Boswell forced off of the track, but able to get back on the track. Engaged with the pack.
Hillary Boswell with 1 OKVD blocker to beat.
A great block by Twisted Armani, forcing Boswell off the track. Boswell regains track position and gets 4 points on the board.
That block also gave Lethal Lamb a chance to make the passing, put 4 points on the board for OKVD, so this game is continuing to be tight.
Lethal Lamb in the center of a 4-wall for Calgary, looking for some space. Now braced into a 3-wall. Nice work by Hillary Boswell on that spin to the inside. That'll go for 4.
Nice little skip hop over turn 1, but it looked like
Hillary Boswell tried to go like mildly airborne, but caught a backside of Twisted Armani, forced to the inside. Unable to stick the landing, had to get that recycle.
And the jam came to a conclusion. 118 to 130. Calgary in the lead.
This time Fatal Inferno from OKVD. And we just had a swap out of jammers at the jam line, going back to the position most familiar, Easy Break Oven. Easy Break pushing hard at turn 1, gets forced off the track. That block was a low block. So Easy Break gets the lead jam. Now in position to put points on the board for Calgary.
Fatal Inferno trying to complete her initial pass. And that is 5-point grand slam for Calgary.
Yep, nice move on the inside by Easy Break. Running on the toe stops, getting the points looking for.
Tenacious blocking by the Calgary pack.
Party at turn 1. 4 on the board for Calgary. Preacher Slaughter throwing blocks all over the track. not concerned with the 6 penalties.
I was just about to say that, too.
You know, Preacher Slaughter is actually a preacher's daughter. Her father is a preacher. And I don't know if she's worried about 6 penalties and getting kicked out of the game and then having to tell her preacher father that she had sinned 7 times in the Derby world.
And 7 times shall be the sitting.
22-point lead for the Calgary Roller Derby Association All-Stars.
I believe that's maybe one of the biggest leads of the game for them.
It is, in fact, the largest lead.
Jam 3 underway. 25-23 in the second period. 122 to 144. Calgary in the lead. Lil Shanksta jamming for OKVD. Harley Havoc for Calgary.
Harley Havoc already with 47 points on the contest. On the inside, Lil Shanksta, lead jammer.
Lil Shanks is just such a tough, scrappy jammer. She fights her way through the pack.
I don't know if you saw that, but Harley Havoc just blasted through Twisted Armani to get that initial pass for Calgary. There goes Lil Shanksta on the inside.
The jam is called.
What's it called? It's called off.
It's called off. This is what it's called.
You know, this time on the jam line, OKVD is going to put out number 50 in your program. That is Trigger Trixie. On the contrary, number 31 in your program for the Calgary Roller Derby Association All-Stars, Hillary Boswell. Boswell with a nudge off the track for Trigger Trixie. And then we're going to do the full rewind back past turn 3 and 4.
Oh, that's
entering turn 2.
That's not bad strategy by Calgary. They're up by just a bit. Let's eat some time off the clock.
Sure. I'm not going to say it's my favorite play in roller derby.
It is a play in roller derby, though.
It is a play, but it's not my favorite. But I like the idea that Calgary here is going to try some different things and to keep OKVD off balance.
It seems to be working so far because all the way through the first period, it was back and forth, but it seems to be all Calgary in the second so far.
But, again, Calgary is teetering on some other challenges, and we've talked about it already in this broadcast. They're not skating with a huge list of skaters. Only 12 are in this contest. Preacher Slaughter with 6 penalties. You have Kiki Tai Bang Bang, Kiki Tiki Bang Bang with 5 penalties. Ruthless Red has 4. So there's some danger. There's some danger lurking on the other side of this half if they can't clean up their play.
Just like any other sport, penalties will kill you. 22:30 to go in the second period. Oklahoma Victory Dolls 126. Calgary Roller Derby Association 146. Exact 20-point difference on the board.
Looks like an official review is going to happen. Head coach Fletcher Cluck out with a conversation with the officials and decided that through that conversation it was time to have an official review. So we'll let them get together and communicate about things that are happening while I talk to you about some amazing sponsors that are here at Clover Cup 2018.
Tell us about them, Captain.
Resurrection Skates is here. Resurrection Skates. They have a free gift for you when you buy Adam skate gear. If you stop by the booth, that means you have to be here. So if you're watching locally in North Texas or anywhere close to North Texas, drive on down today or tomorrow and visit the Resurrection Skates booth, and you'll get a free gift. I'm not going to tell you what the gift is because that's a secret, but if you buy Adam skate gear, you're going to get a free gift. So if your gear needs an upgrade, Resurrection Skates has all your derby needs covered. Check them out for protective wear, skate deals, skate mounting, repair, gift cards, and more. Go see OBD at Resurrection Skates.
And have you seen the color combos available by Adam Skates?
Nope.
Visit Resurrection and check out their colored Q4 boot and Falcon plate options. New lower prices for the Q4 Falcon packages, now only $500.
We have Adam Skates here as well as Resurrection Skates. I wonder if you can negotiate between the two to see who you can get a better deal from.
It's right. You go shopping from booth to booth, so you
Right.
give you the best deal.
You just stand in the middle and have like an auction. Stash, this is the kind of contest that I know that OKVD was looking for from their team at Clover Cup. They've got the skaters and the talent to compete at this level and to do really well at a weekend like this. And I know they, like we said, we ran into a buzzsaw that was Houston. And I think everyone in this building who watched Houston play, if you're in the winner's bracket right now, you're concerned about playing Houston. Nobody's going to want to.
Houston has been whipping backsides and taking names all weekend.
And unfortunately for OKVD, having to come into Clover Cup missing two of their vital skaters, we talked about in the first half with E-Bomb being out with the 9-month injury, and Emma C. Hammer, who broke her fibula and dislocated her ankle 2 weeks ago. Emma C. Hammer, a 5-tool player, heavily relied on to put points on the board for OKVD, but, they've rebounded off of that, game against Houston yesterday, and they're really putting Calgary to task here. Calgary had opportunities to win yesterday against Dallas and couldn't stay out of the penalty box. And you're seeing, we've talked about it extensively today as well. If they can clean up their play, they've got the skill level and the talent to do damage at a tournament like this. Getting the update now from the official review. Calgary official review that the jammer from the last jam, I think that's Trigger Trixie was the jammer for the last jam. They asked for a penalty for blocking a downed skater, and after the review, it was determined that indeed Trigger Trixie did block a downed player, resulting in a 30-second penalty, which means a power start now for Calgary.
Calgary with a power jam coming up, looking to expand on their 20-point lead. Nice movement on the inside off the jam line by Easy Break Oven, lead jammer for Calgary.
Jam number 5 in this half. This is Easy Break's first jam of the second half.
Five more points for Calgary. Power jam now over. Trigger Trixie out of the box. Just powered by the pack on her initial pass.
Easy Break dancing on that side over there, trying to avoid a cut track call, unable to do so. Power jam time now for OKVD. Just what they needed before Calgary was starting to pull away in this half. Let's see if OKVD can capitalize on the power jam.
I was just about to say that, Captain. This is a golden opportunity for OKVD. Close the gap on the scoreboard.
So Trigger Trixie ends up in the box, comes out of the box, and now has, like you said, Stash, a golden opportunity to put points on the board for OKVD. But just as that opportunity comes, that opportunity goes. And Trigger Trixie now headed to the penalty box for what looked like a forearm penalty.
The power jam giveth and the power jam taketh away.
Well, let's see if Calgary now can take advantage.
5-point grand slam for Easy Break Evan.
Back at a standstill, now coming to a roll outside of turn 2.
The OKVD wall trying to stop Easy Break Evan, forces her out to the inside on turn 3.
Easy Break thought there was room to do a little 360 pirouette to get through, but that door was shut very quickly by OKVD. You know, minimizing the damage that could have been. 15 points on the jam, though. A 31-point lead for Calgary with 20 minutes to go in the period.
And that's how close this is the largest lead of the game for either team.
This is officially an official timeout.
And only 31 points separate the two. It tells you exactly how close this game has been all since the beginning.
Ladies and gentlemen, we talked earlier coming out of half about the juniors game that will be coming up next at the conclusion of Calgary OKVD. I don't know if you have the schedule for the rest of the afternoon, so I'm going to help you out. After the juniors game at 2 o'clock, we'll roll into game number 7, which will start at 4 p.m. That'll feature me having a complete mind breakdown.
We have a full schedule of games ready for you on WFTDA TV. We have your Saturday afternoon set.
I'm going to tell you now because my brain has been informed. Houston taking on Sacramento will be your 4 p.m. game number 7. Then your game number 8 will be the Dallas Derby Devils Army of Darkness taking on Mad Rollin' Dolls.
And literally, Captain actually picked up his brain and shoved it back in his head. It was really funny to watch.
And we have a mess on our hands over here now, so we got some napkins. Our 8 p.m. game is going to be a B-team contest, Houston versus Mad Rollin' Dolls. So we've got our winners bracket games 7 and 8 at 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. respectively. Simply a conversation going on at the center of the track with the officials. Good downtime here for Calgary, who, you know, as we said, they're playing a little bit short, and they're getting close to playing even shorter. Not only does Preacher Slaughter have 6 penalties, but so does Kiki Tiki Bang Bang, and Ruthless Red has 5. So 3 skaters in very dire risk of being